We hosted an initiative called Pisanki for Peace, which we do during Easter. So we invite Ukrainian artists to paint these oversized eggs, and then we auction them or sell them to raise money towards Ukrainian organizations that help new Ukrainians in Calgary. And the first year that I did it, I was just walking in the mall, and then a lady came to me and she just hugged me, and I was like, ask me something about this exhibit. I answered, and then she gave me a hug, and I was like, okay, what is this for? And she said, I'm from Ukraine, and this is the first time that I feel my home country closer to me. Oh. So that was really important to me. I was like, is that connection, that meaningful and seamless connection that we are able to build with people.
I am so excited today when we're thinking about community and connection. I have Alex, who is the Manager of Marketing at Southcentre Mall. But before you're thinking, what? A Manager of Marketing? And we're talking about community? Just wait till you hear what Alex does. It is so innovative, and it shows that anywhere we can be building community and connection. Welcome, Alex.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me today.
I'm so excited. You had said something before we started about how you believe that anywhere can be a hub. Can you share a little bit more?
Absolutely. Yeah, I look at spaces in a different way. I think that spaces, we have a responsibility to use our space to be a community hub. We see 6 million people through the doors of Southcentre every year. So what if we use that opportunity to connect and generate awareness for the wonderful work that charities do in our city, give people the opportunities to give back, and just serve as a connector. So that's kind of what I like to think when I think about my space at Southcentre Mall.
And so where did this idea come from? Like, I met you when you were at Market Mall.
Yes.
And you were doing the Role Mothers.
Yep. So community marketing has been always my passion. And I always looked at opportunities to incorporate what I was doing with making a difference in my city. And I had the privilege to be able to do it in my previous role at Market Mall, and then exponentially more here at Southcentre. I came to the mall in 2020, and that's the year the pandemic hits. And I remember us losing our marketing budget and just keeping one thing, that was my PR agency, to help me tell the stories. So we started making up stories that will resonate with people. And in a time where everyone needed help, we wanted to be that place where people could find help. So we started working with Calgary Meals on Wheels. They, as you may know, they provide hampers to families through the school system. And there was no schools at that point. So families needed a place to go and just grab the food, because they, more than any other time, they needed the support. So we opened the doors of a closed mall, and then we started giving away hampers, and that was just the beginning. It had an incredible result in the community, and everyone was so excited in my team to be able to make a difference, that was the start of what we have accomplished in the last 5 years, which is raising more than $7 million towards different causes in Calgary.
You have raised over $7 million. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is why I love you, because you dream of what's possible.
Absolutely. And that's the way that, when we work with an organization, with any charity, we dream together, because they know better what they need. They know their story. And I just try to support them and help them connect with the right people and spread the word of the wonderful job that they do. So I absolutely love building connections. I think that my role in this life is to be a connector, and I take it very seriously.
Yes. And so let's go back to COVID, because I love what you did there. You're new in this role. Mm-hmm. The mall shuts down. Everything is shut down. Mm-hmm. And you think, how can we use our empty space as a way to serve and help? Mm-hmm. And so you partnered with Meals on Wheels, mm-hmm. and became a place where people could come and pick up their hampers. I think that's incredible. I don't know any mall that thinks like that.
I think that was definitely like a time, like I said, that people needed more support and needed to be reminded that they were not alone. And so I also took that back to my community. I was at the point the president of the community association. And what I did was, we had a meeting with our board, and we were like, what are we doing doing now? We were lost, like I feel that it's a sentiment that many of us share, that when COVID just happened, we were like, how can we make a difference in the lives of those who needed the most? And I remember one of our team members, his son was turning 13, and he was very sad that he couldn't have a birthday. And so we said, okay, we have seen this trend going on about like cars going and honking in front of people's houses. Why don't we do that? Like these birthday parades. And we started. Honestly, I was looking forward every day to host birthday parades. We ended up having close to 150 cars going through our community, just making people's lives a little bit easier and better, and having some fun. It was so impactful that the highlight, not just for me, but for my entire family, dressing up the cars and going out and just like making some noise and telling people we're here for you. We're here for each other. And we did 100 parades. And then I passed it on to someone else who was organizing the rest. It's like the simple things in life that you can do to bring that happiness to others. And I think that is embedded in the DNA of Calgarians. I truly believe that. And I am very proud to be in this city where I think that giving back, helping each other, have each other's back is part of who we are.
It is a part of who we are. It is a Calgary narrative. Yeah, and if anyone's new, that just lets you know that's the way we roll here.
Absolutely.
I love it. And I love that you and admire that you live this out yourself. This is who you are. And then in your marketing and in your position at the mall, you allow this to be a part of what you do. Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I think sometimes people might think, oh, an organization should do this. But I think before an organization does something, we need to be something first as individuals. So where does this come from for you personally?
I've been blessed being in Calgary. I am originally from Colombia. And when I moved to Canada 21 years ago, I remember learning that I didn't know much about Calgary, I have to tell you, but I came kind of blind. But I learned that Calgary was the most charitable city of the world that year. And this is 2003. And I was an example of that. I truly lived through that. I remember people coming to help me without even knowing who I was. So that always marked the way that I wanted to give back to this community. And now, as someone who feels proudly Calgarian, I love that through my job, through my volunteer activities, through my daily life, I am able to do that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. What are some of the highlights of community engagement that you've done through the mall?
There's so many. Like I have stories. I remember the first year that we hosted an initiative called Pisanki for Peace, which we do during Easter. So we invite Ukrainian artists to paint these oversized eggs, and then we auction them or sell them to raise money towards Ukrainian organizations that help new Ukrainians in Calgary. And the first year that I did it, I was just walking in the mall, and then a lady came to me and she just hugged me. And I was like, hey, ask me something about this exhibit. I answered, and then she gave me a hug. And I was like, okay, what is this for? And she said, I'm from Ukraine, and this is the first time that I feel my home country closer to me. So that was really important to me. I was like, is that connection, that meaningful and seamless connection that we are able to build with people. And last year alone, it was our 50th anniversary at Southcentre Mall. And on January 19th, a year ago, we decided that we were going to celebrate the entire year. And I had an interview on the December 31st, and the reporter said, hey, off the record, you have done so much this year. Like, why didn't you didn't need to celebrate on December 31st. And I said, well, it was our promise. We said that we were going to celebrate every day. And well, today is the last day of the year. Here we are celebrating together. And it was a wonderful event, celebration of arts and community, and being able to be part of the new narrative of our city, embracing the blue sky vision that we have now. So it was amazing. So many, many highlight points, I would say.
You've done something creative with the roof of your building.
Yes. So we look at the space, and here we go, like huge roof space in the mall, and we didn't have anything going on. So we decided to bring some bees and put a garden. And so we work with a couple of partners, including Made by Mama as our community partner. When we told them the story, absolutely loved it. They cook meals for families in need in their professional kitchens. All these vegetables that we were collecting and all this honey that we were harvesting was going to be to the benefit of the families that they support. So they were all on board, and they even like talked to their partners and their donors, and they were able to bring more dollars to the table to be able to make the garden even bigger. So last year we had 150 planters, 50,000 bees. So we harvest about 350 to 400 jars of honey that are used in the kitchens of Made by Mama.
Oh my goodness. I just can't tell you what that does to me when I hear that, because you've got this space on the top of your building and you're being creative to give. I just think it's amazing. I hope every mall that's listening to this goes, hey, we have a roof too.
Hey, and it goes beyond malls. Again, it's about the spaces. I think that there's so many spaces, like community centers, universities. There's so many places in the city that could be doing way more with the space that they own. It's about going a little bit outside of the box and thinking, how can I put my efforts into, building something that is bigger than us? And that is the power of partnerships. When you find the right partner, you can do even more.
Yes, I think that's a beautiful encouragement. It's got me thinking as well about what spaces do I have around me that I can use to benefit something bigger than me, other people.
Yeah.
I think that is beautiful. And so what would you say to somebody who is listening to this, super inspired in their job, they're wanting to engage their workplace more in community, or they're wanting to involve their community itself more in giving back? Like, what advice would you give someone?
You just need to start. I feel that sometimes it's just taking that first step and then the rest will come together. I truly believe in the power of partnering with the right people, talking to each other, just ideas come from places that you cannot even imagine. So just put yourself out there and be open to listen, to see what is needed in the community where you live, where you work, what is in the interest of those around you. And then just start taking the initiative. And I guarantee you, once you start, the sky is the limit.
That's so true. And we do live in a blue sky city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where there's never a shortage of ideas.
Yep.
And people.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's wonderful to see that creativity and that willingness of Bulgarians to come together, either if it is for like a big event or a grassroots idea or in support of just a cause that people care for. It's just like we are always there for each other and looking for opportunities to support each other as well.
Yes. And so I want to ask you one more question. I really believe that community solves every social issue when we come together. And I can't think of one yet, unless you can think of one. I'd love to hear. But what do you feel is the potential that we have when we build community?
It's huge. Building community is like all of us now for a minute thinking about like what you said, like solving an issue or just like going towards the same goal. When we work together, we can definitely accomplish more. And that's what community is about. It's about like working together towards something that we all care.
I love that. Well, Alex, thank you for everything that you do for our city, for people. Thank you for caring about people and your own community as well.
Thanks. No, thank you. We go way back and you have inspired me so many times as well that, I feel that there's so many wonderful stories here that if we can use our resources to spread them out, like get others inspired, why not?
Why not? Why not? Well, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you.